In this section of the workshop, I'll introduce you to how economists approach decision-making, including a discussion of markets and the cost-benefit principle. What is economics? Microeconomics is the study of how people make choices under conditions of scarcity, and the results of those choices for society. Scarcity means limited resources: time, money, or natural resources. We all have limited resources, so this seems like a reasonable approach. The consequence of scarcity is that every decision we make involves a trade-off. For example, should you go out to eat? What phone should you buy? Should we raise the minimum wage? You'll notice that all of these questions are posed from different perspectives. Thinking about perspective is important as we approach decision-making. And making good decisions requires us to accurately evaluate the trade-off, the cost and the benefit of each choice. This leads us to cost-benefit analysis. That's the name of the formal method that we use to evaluate trade-offs. Put simply, we add up all the relevant costs and benefits of an action and then take the action if the benefits outweigh the costs. Sounds pretty simple, but as you'll see today, this can be quite complex. We can use this framework to describe how individual actors behave and also to formulate effective public policy. As an economist, we view all human interaction through the frameworks of a market. So it's important to understand when markets work and when they don't. Let's take an example of a simple market for tacos. According to our cost-benefit principle, buyers should buy tacos only if the benefit of the tacos is greater than the cost. When the benefit of tacos is larger than the amount of money they have to give up to get a taco, buyers will buy a taco. Sellers, likewise, face their own individual cost-benefit problem. How many tacos should they sell? They will sell tacos as long as they get more money than the cost of producing the taco. Buyers only buy tacos when they are better off. Sellers only sell tacos when it makes them better off. And so we know that all interactions in this market make society happier or better off. This is an example of when a market works, when individual incentives within the market lead to an outcome that is good for society. Markets don't always work. Instances when a private market does not yield the best outcome for society are referred to as market failure. Returning to our example, even if the buyers are happier for buying tacos and the sellers are happier for selling tacos, there may be some other costs or benefits not taken into account by the individuals in this market. For example, suppose that the taco truck emits exhaust, and the exhaust makes people sick. However, buyers and sellers of tacos still think about their own individual costs and benefits. They don't recognize the harm that the pollution has done to others. In this example, the market would not yield the best outcome for society. There are several sources of market failure. Anytime there's a cost or benefit outside of the incentives faced by buyers and sellers in the market will not yield the socially optimal outcome. Other sources of market failure include open access to a resource and market power. When private markets fail, governments can weigh costs and benefits and formulate policy that has the potential to improve outcomes for everyone in society. Common examples of market failure are in healthcare, the environment, education, and national defense. These are instances in which the government plays a role to provide goods and services because the private market does not do so optimally. For that reason, Many federal agencies require cost-benefit analysis for decision-making. Just for fun, which of the following categories do you think makes up the largest share of the federal budget? Medicare and healthcare spending, the military, Social Security, unemployment, and labor, or education? As you can see here, the answer is Social Security, unemployment, and labor. Medicare and health spending comes in a close second. As you'll notice, many of the functions of government involve industries in which we have market failure. In the next video, I'll introduce you to the cost-benefit analysis framework so you can understand how decision makers, including governments, can evaluate different alternatives and make effective choices.